Hello everyone, and welcome to the first chapter of our course in strategic management. So pardon me if I can't provide a video right now as I still haven't have my webcam, but I promise in future chapters I will show myself. Anyway, here is a pic of what I look like, and I'm your instructor for this course. I'm JQ Peñaloga, or my full name is JQ Peñaloga, and I'm excited to be in your journey as we discuss this course. So for this by the way, welcome to module 1. And for this module, we will be covering the first 3 chapters of our textbook. Don't worry because I made handouts to summarize the lessons and made sure that our objectives will be met. However, your openness to learn is crucial. Achieving our goal for this subject will still depend on your ability to digest what you've learned and what you are trying to learn. The beauty of this flexible learning is you can learn at your own pace. You need to be responsible in reading and making sure to comply all the deliverables before the quarter ends. Please read the learning resources and always keep an eye on the instructions provided. You may jot down notes in this packet if you want to. So after studying the handouts, um, please, if you need to review, please do. Okay. By the way, the picture in the right is our official textbook, the Strategic Management by Des et al. The ninth edition of it. So that's for um, we will be using this for the rest uh, of the quarter. So thank you for listening, and I hope you'll have fun as we discuss this uh, chapter and succeeding modules. So what is strategic management? Strategic management consists of the analysis, decisions, and actions an organization undertakes in order to create and sustain competitive advantages. This definition captures two main elements that go to the heart of the field of strategic management. First, the strategic management of an organization entails three ongoing processes: the analysis, decisions, and actions. Strategic management is concerned with the analysis of the strategic goals, which include the vision, the mission, and strategic objectives, along with the analysis of the internal and external environments of the organization. The essence of strategic management is the study of why some firms outperform others. Thus, managers need to determine how a firm is to compete so that it can obtain advantages that are sustainable over a lengthy period of time. That means focusing on these two fundamental questions. So these are the two fundamental questions on strategic management. The first question is, how should we compete in order to create competitive advantages in the marketplace? So, um, for example, your manager, you need to determine if the firm should position itself as low-cost producer ba, or develop products and services that are unique and will enable the firm to charge premium prices. Or perhaps your firm can do a combination of both. So the first question tries to impose that how can the creation of competitive advantage itself in the marketplace. The second question focuses on how can we create competitive advantages in the marketplace that are unique, valuable, and difficult for rivals to copy or substitute. The first one tries to focus on what needs to be done. Second, the second question is what needs to be done so that you can continue what you're doing. For example, you have invented, you have a particular product that you have produced in the marketplace, and one of your competitive advantages is that you are a low-cost producer of it. So that's competitive advantage. Over a period of time, many people will try to copy you as long as you're profitable with that. makita, di ba? Kabantay ta sa to ang mga Pilipino kung ang ilang silingan maginanggang unya daghay mag-patronize aning establishment or kaning ginanggangan ang silingan po mosundog, right? So for us, if you have this what we call competitive advantage, how do you protect it? What are your strategies? What are the steps you need to do to protect your brand, to protect your product? Okay, so that's about strategic management, no, and its definitions. But um, if you come to think of it, all of our lives we have been strategizing, right? We have our own strategies in dealing with almost everything. Maybe some of you here are addicted to games, ML, Dota, etc., or um, board games, or perhaps in business, in sports, maybe in your hobbies, or even in studying and life in general. We need strategy, and crafting strategy is imperative. Perhaps when talking about strategy, the game that immediately comes to our mind is chess, right? Unsa na nasa chess? Why chess? Because when chess, it's more of a challenging game that tests a player's ability to think methodically. I'm sorry, methodically, right? Sorry, and strategically in order na ma yang mabit ang opponent, right? It involves specific knowledge, skills, along with strategy. In the same way, why you are in school, right? You strategize your time. You strategize how you are going to use resources. You strategize how you balance your school and your personal life. So it's all about strategy. And I think um, the, one of the reason why we're studying this now is that it help us craft or help us develop or hone our abilities and how to develop our strategic thinking. Okay, the next is our definition of strategy. So derived from the Greek word stratos or army and ago or leading or guiding. Strategy are the ideas, decisions, and actions that enable a firm to succeed. This is in relation to our strategic management definition. Now, these are uh, what we call the tidbits or the components of our strategic management plan that we are going to implement in our respective lives or even in the firm. So what's the role of strategy in business? So I have a short video, and let's take a look real how strategic management or strategy as a whole influence the the shaping of business, how it leads to the rise and fall of businesses. Okay.
A simple definition of the term strategy indicates these are ways companies achieve their goals. The word had been originally used in the military and more recently adapted for business. It descends from the Greek expression strategia, meaning generalship or commanding an army. Both armies and companies need strategies to use their resources in the most effective way and to establish a favorable position. Over the past 5 decades, the business environment has changed dramatically and continues to evolve at a really fast pace. It is also less predictable than ever before, which makes analytical reasoning and strategic positioning even more important today. Most strategies applied by companies that are successful have 4 elements in common. 1. They are based on goals that are simple, consistent, and long-term. 2. The goals the company wants to achieve have been formulated after a deep analysis of the competitive environment. 3. They objectively consider a company's resources and exploit them in an effective manner. 4. And finally, the people responsible for achieving these goals are strong-willed and have solid decision-making capabilities. Michael Porter, the American professor at Harvard Business School, who has influenced the business world more than any other academic and revolutionized the concept of strategy, says, "Strategy is about making choices. It's about deliberately choosing to be different." That's quite straightforward, isn't it? And yet so difficult to achieve. Thousands of companies compete for a place under the sun, but only few come up with original ideas and are different. Zara, the world's largest clothing retailer, is a typical example of how different strategies can lead to success. Founded in 1975 in Spain, the successful retailer now runs over 6,500 stores in 88 countries. Its founder, Amancio Ortega, is the third richest man in the world according to Forbes. So, what makes the company's strategy so successful? Zara changed the fashion industry by breaking up the biannual cycle of fashion. Its designers need only 3 weeks to have an item in stores, starting from concept to reaching the store's shelves. While other fashion retailers prepare their collections 6 months in advance, Zara locks approximately 50% of its stock by the start of the season. In this way, if a new fashion trend appears, the company can immediately react and quickly produce what customers really want and look for. If there is no demand for a certain item, Zara can simply discontinue production. Low levels of stock and a frequently updated offering reduce the company's risk. This makes customers want to visit Zara shops frequently, given that the collections are changed relatively quickly. Another key element in the company's strategy is that Zara produces its clothing mainly in Spain and in Europe, where we can find the larger portion of its retail stores. This enables shorter lead times and faster replenishing of stock, with turnaround as short as 2 weeks. Higher production costs are offset by the reduced amount of money the company spends on advertising. This is a strategy model that is original, hadn't been implemented before, and a true success story. Things aren't always as rosy, though. Sometimes, companies make wrong strategic choices and struggle to adapt to a changing environment. Kodak is a well-known example of a company that could not adapt to the changing business circumstances. In the late 19th century, the American company invented the roll film, which easily replaced the old photographic plates. The company was perceived as an emblem of industrial innovation in the U.S. Kodak was a leader in a market it had pioneered. Sounds great, right? For many years, Kodak dominated the photography market and was the leading company in the industry. However, about 20 years ago, film photography started to decline, and Kodak made a losing bet. The company did not capture the potential of digital photography on time and, instead, focused on investing capital in new technologies for taking pictures with mobile phones. This did not work for them because it meant running away from their niche and missing a fantastic opportunity. In retrospect, we can definitely say Kodak did not invest in developing digital cameras as much as it should have, but other companies did. Japanese companies such as Canon, renowned for their market innovations, quickly embraced digital photography. Kodak failed to recognize the competitive environment was changing and underestimated the importance of digital photography. Such strategic mistakes are more than costly. The company filed for bankruptcy in 2012. The two stories we saw here are good examples of the importance of strategy, and it's no coincidence the strategy module is the first one in this course. These are some of the most critical decisions a company must make. They are as important as having the right direction is for a ship in the ocean. If you don't sail in the right direction, you probably will not get where you want to be. It's the same with companies. Excellent strategic decisions get you where you want to be.